Hello and welcome to Perspective, a show that will be bringing you an in-depth analysis of politics, technology, business and entertainment. My name is Fardousi Hussein, and in this edition we'll be focusing on technology and how tourism sector has been affected by this space. We'll also be talking to a techie guru to tell us more about how the tourism sector can maximize on the digital space. But first, our reporter Ian Odhiambo on the state of technology in the tourism sector here in Kenya.
Kenya is known to many as a safari and beach destination. We have promoted our products and the destination as a whole through advertising on traditional media. This has been the trend for many years, even with the introduction of digital platforms which have a global audience.
What has the Kenyan tourism industry done to put themselves in the global map when it comes to promoting this destination?
I'd say that we are actually slacking, because we're still stuck in that traditional mentality where you're sending people out to give out leaflets and all.
I personally find more adverts on newspapers and TV.
Usually saying Kenyans are not traveling more, but where is the marketing?
I believe that as the tourism sector, they can get better quality.
Kenya by far has more to offer compared to Dubai, since it has been in the tourism business since the early 1900s and understands the market better. Exploiting our full potential by using the available online platforms will give tourists a reason to visit Kenya. Kenya has invested a lot in marketing expos and events, which has brought together trade agents and travel agents and even tour operators from different places globally. This should be pushed a notch higher by providing interactive platforms online that will help put the destination on the map.
I think the tourism board hasn't yet adopted to the fact that bloggers reach as many people, they could reach as many people as they want to and expose the country in ways that journalists wouldn't.
As much as some of the members of the online community, such as Faith, have not established a relationship with the tourism stakeholders, this is what Stephen Ataro, a YouTuber, had to say.
Benefit of doing something online, whether you do it in Kiswahili, English or whatever, whoever Googles or searches for Kenya online will find that video. And it doesn't even need you to speak English or whatever language they speak. They just need to see what you are experiencing. And I think the tourism sector has embraced this and is beginning to kind of use it to its advantage. Online is very cheap. It's available to millions of users, not only within Kenya. Sorry, not even in Kenya. Millions of users in Kenya, including the whole world.
For Perspective News, I'm Ian Odhiambo.
Hello and welcome to Perspective. My name is Fardousi Hussein, and today on Face to Face we're joined by Muthuri Kinyamu, a marketer by training, a PR professional, and the co-founder of Turnup.Travel. We'll be discussing about the role of technology in the tourism sector and marketing destination. Explain to us the role of tech gurus in the tourism industry, and especially on matters to do with the digital platforms or the digital space itself.
So on a couple of ways. One, I think marketing has evolved and consumers are shifting in terms of where you find this. So back in the day, print used to work. You'd find these guys, whether that's just doing flyers. I think as that evolves to more of digital platforms, we see a change towards engaging these people online. I look at technology as an enabler, not necessarily the silver bullet, in the sense that print still plays a role, TV comes in certain points, but then digital sort of opens up that opportunity at different levels, whether you have a small budget, whether you have a small team, whether you have just some ideas that you'd love to test out and see the response. So I look at that as, some understanding, some skills. As a marketer myself, understanding that kind of environment, understanding how these channels work, understanding how to craft messages for these audiences, for different markets, for different segments, to push different products, sort of as a way of engaging and creating conversations around certain touch points, and travel being one of them. So these digital channels sort of open up that discoverability, so people can see, whether that's dining places, different experiences, and it's a lot of immersive content,
So how do you guys in the tech industry engage people like the corporates?
Well, at Meta, this is a club for entrepreneurs, and on a day-to-day basis, say in a particular month, we host anywhere between 22 to 30 events a month. So by bringing all that, by connecting innovators, and by innovators I don't just mean people just building entrepreneurs. You could be working in a bank, you could be working for government, but then that kind of progressive need to create some change.
What do you think is the future for Kenya, or as Turnup team, what do you envision the future for Kenya's tourism as a whole?
What I think, first of all, about Kenya and Dubai and a bit of what they're doing is, I mean, for us, we have a diverse offering in terms of, you know, your beach safari. There's lots that we have in Kenya that's both untapped, both for domestic and foreign markets. Now, but when we're looking outside in terms of what other people are doing, then we kind of have to tailor that to those source markets.
Now coming back to the time that you guys were doing migration.
Yes.
The campaign for migration in Masai Mara. That was a 3-month kind of campaign, right?
Yes.
What did you guys do specifically? Because you were to create content, cause a buzz on social media, and at the same time you were to just promote destinations.
It's a couple of things. One, I applaud KTB in terms of taking that bold step, in terms of, you know, giving up their social media channels for 3 months. The second thing, of course, is being the first time, even internally. There are a couple of things that whether people didn't foresee in terms of operationalizing the entire thing. The second thing was in terms of resources allocated. This again was a 500K for 3-month campaign with a team of 4. Okay. While at it we managed, as I've mentioned, we've covered Mara twice. We've been to Savo, we did Amboseli, we did Diani, Kilifi, Mombasa, Kisumu, you know, and a bit of Nairobi, F&B and dining, a bit of that. Now, if I look at the things we managed to achieve with a 500K budget for 3 months, I think we covered a lot in terms of value. Whether that's fresh content every week on Magical Kenya channels, whether those are blogs that were produced and written in terms of our experiences in these places, and a lot of that content, whether that sits on an archive, can be reused.
What are your final thoughts on coming up with content and also how to maximize the use of the digital space as the tourism sector?
Consumer needs are rapidly changing. The pace of innovation is happening at an increasingly faster speed. So players in the space should be able to develop some agility, whether these are your hoteliers, tour operators, and other stakeholders together to develop that agility and capabilities to be able to adapt with the shifts that are currently happening, whether that's in the technology or digital space, different channels, to be able to tap into opportunities that these channels and technology brings.
Kenya is absolutely world famous for its wildlife experiences. So if you're thinking of coming here to see it for yourself, I promise you won't be disappointed. Kenya is home to one of the most diverse displays of wildlife on Earth. To call this place abundant would be an understatement. It is quite literally teeming with animals. Lions, cheetah, elephants, rhino, giraffe, and everything in between. When you imagine Africa like this, chances are you're probably thinking of Kenya.
Welcome back to our final and favorite segment, the Hyperlocal Report. And in this episode, we invite Fahma Hussein, who talks about how technology has affected their lives as teenagers.
Hi, my name is Fahma Hussein, and today we're going to talk about technology, how it has affected the youth and many other people. And my siblings here have been watching telly for the past 3 hours, and they've been on the TV the whole time. And I have some 3 to 2 guys who I'm going to interview about how technology has affected them. please.
Hi, my name is Mariam. Like today, I was just cooking and my food was burnt only because of a cell phone. So I would like to urge all the youth and the guys out there to limit their time between technology and their housework. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. And I'm going to interview a 9-year-old girl about how technology has affected her. Please come.
Hi, my name is Hafsa. Like today when we are from Duxi, today when we moved from madrasa, we came start watching TV, forgot to do our homework. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we have a 12-year-old girl who we're gonna interview about how technology has affected her.
My name is Fatih. And the television, when I was out of madras, the television affected me. I wanted to play kati and football, but it affected me. I was watching for the Japan.
Okay, thank you. You have heard from you've seen my siblings over here. They've been watching telly. You've heard from 3 of my interviewees that have interviewed, and you've heard how technology has affected them. And you've heard from one of my interviewees that she's urged the youths and everything to try and limit themselves. Thank you and bye-bye.
We have finally come to the end of this edition where we're talking about the role of technology in the tourism industry. Make sure to join me in the 4th and last edition where we'll be talking about matters to do with the entertainment industry. My quote for this week would be, ride and dive into travel, because then you become a better storyteller. I have been your host for this show. My name is Muthuri Kinyamu. Have a blessed week.